There's three different ways to become a judge. I'm an associate judge. And what happens with associate judges is we have to be found qualified. Well, let me give you my experience. When I filled out the candidate application, there were 389 candidates in my pool. All those 389 candidates had to be found recommended by the bar associations. At that time it was the Alliance, which was all the bar associations. Out of that 389, there were 286 who were found to be recommended. Now, from that 286, we went to the nominating committee, which consisted of essentially all of the presiding judges of the different divisions. In my group, they chose 16. Out of my group, they chose 16 for 8 slots, 8 vacancies. And after that, what you would do is you had to seek the votes of all the circuit court judges. And there are approximately 280, a little less than 300 circuit court judges. So you had to be interviewed by each one, ranging from far north as Skokie, far south as Markham, far west as Rolling Meadows, and Davis. Absolutely. So within a 14-day period, you had to go out and present your credentials to each one of these judges. And the 8 successful candidates, the top ones who received the most votes, they were appointed as associate judges. The second way is a general election, where people go out and they vote for the different judges. One of the things that can be done is, again, seeking the bar evaluations so that people can know whether or not you're recommended or not recommended by your peers who are
right,
in the bar
which is important.
Absolutely, because unfortunately, it's very difficult to get a lot of information about judges. And the best way to do it is through the bar associations, who, again, are their peers, their colleagues, and they're rating them critically. So they will interview people, or they will ask you who has appeared before you, both sides. And you know, with a judge, essentially, someone's going to win, someone's going to lose. So they want to talk to people and see how you decided, whether or not they felt you were fair, unbiased, impartial, whether or not you had a good knowledge of the law, your demeanor even. And it's very important for a judge, because as a judge, you have so much power. It's mind-boggling how much power you have as a judge, and you have to mete out that justice fairly, impartially.
Right.
Your temperament is very important. You cannot allow things to bother you, because again, you have to be impartial. The third way to become a judge is to be appointed. The Supreme Court can appoint you to different vacancies. Now, what happens after that is you do have to run for that vacancy the next time that vacancy is up for election.
Well, it sounds like, if I'm doing an adequate evaluation, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't want to appear to be biased, but I believe that the process by which you came through on the front end says a lot about you as a person, because I also did a little research and found out that, I know you probably, after you got appointed, you did the traffic court piece.
Right.
And
I did traffic court
about
5 months.
Yeah, but you ended up in this domestic relations, and then I said, wait a minute, he had a background in divorce law. Mm-hmm. So it seemed to appear that whoever made the decision to put you in that division said, well, he's got a strong background in this area, maybe he'll be a best fit here. Right. Rather than sending you to what, Chancery Division,
or Law Division,
probation, or some other division. Mm-hmm. So that says a lot about you. And then every 4 years you had to go through this process again?
Every 4 years, all the associate judges are up for retention. Every 4 years, reappointment, rather.
Reappointment.
Yes.
Right.
And what we have to do is submit our qualifications again to the Chicago Bar Association. And they go through and, again, they contact people who have appeared before you, the lawyers who have appeared before you. They ask them questions. They'll even ask them if they know someone who has something to say about this particular judge.
Okay.
So it's a very rigorous process.
Right.